With the 13th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Tyler Herro from the University of Kentucky.
We've seen all sorts of different projections, right? Like some people are like, oh, this dude's a role player.
Like, and let's be real, he's a selfish-ass player.
Other people, this is a Hall of Famer.
Where did you get that from, Tyler Herro? This man was out 8 months with an ankle injury and come back to Heat magic?
What are the types of goals you have long term?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I'm in the, same conversation as those guys, the young guys coming up in the league who can be, all-stars, superstars one day. Luka.
He is that guy!
Trey.
Ice cold!
Ja.
Ja Morant!
My name should be in that category too.
Herro with 8 seconds left for 3. Yes! Oh my! Herro for 3. Yes! With 7 seconds left, Tyler Herro.
Long three-pointer. Bang! Tyler Herro.
With 2. Herro gets it off for the win. Yes! 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 1% from 3, and they're not a good three-point shooting team. It rolls, and Allen gets it. Herro is down at the other end. Gets it very slowly. Lopez with it. He traveled. And Herro is holding on to his hand. Oh, he is in incredible pain.
Against starting Fox, Herro misses that one. He might have sprained his ankle.
He might have sprained his ankle. Right here is like hyperextended. His left leg as the foot slid forward and the knee kind of got tweaked there.
Maybe he takes me to take the team and, lead these guys, just make every right play.
As you could tell from that intro, Tyler Herro's career has been a roller coaster full of ups and downs. So what can we expect going into next season? Well, I have no idea, honestly, but we did some prediction videos for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, so today I want to do Tyler Herro. Now, I want to start off this video by saying this. I am not a Tyler Herro hater. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but for some reason, people still think that I don't like the man. Now, maybe it's because I've posted some songs and memes poking fun at him. Wants to clear out, back around the Bam screen, crosses around the screen and pulls for 3. Kaboom! Tyler Herro cuts the deficit to 36 points. Saying you got the no work, no check tap, but when you didn't play the playoffs, your check still cash. And to all these stands saying that you got a deep bag, if that's true, your short arms couldn't reach in that.
Good next one, good.
Call him boy blunder or even 1/4 wonder, cause he got 10 in the first, so I'll take the second half under. But just because I say that he's optimal coming off the bench, or that I might want Duncan Robinson starting over him, or even if I'm critical of Tyler Herro from time to time, that doesn't mean I hate him. I do believe as a fan you are allowed to be critical of certain guys and the team and still be fans of them. So I just want to put that out there right now that I do like Tyler Herro. So I want to start this video by looking at his contract next season, because when we talked about Jimmy Butler, we of course took into account that he's kind of on a contract year, although he does have a player option the following year. With Bam Adebayo, he of course signed a max extension this previous offseason, so we do think he's going to look to ball out to show that he deserves it. Where Tyler Herro, he signed his max rookie extension 2 off seasons ago when he signed that 4-year, $120 million deal. That means that this season he will be making $29 million. Next season he'd be making 31, and then the following season he's all the way up at $33 million. That's obviously a lot of money for a guy who you're not even sure if he's a starter or not, for a guy that a lot of people, and I think the front office too, has some questions about. Obviously, Pat Riley was pretty critical. Let me not say critical, but he did share some concerns about Tyler Herro in his postseason presser when he called him fragile. And I know they have some concerns there. Obviously, the games played is an issue. I think the efficiency is an issue for a lot of people. But I need to see a big jump from Tyler Herro next season, because that's a lot of money for a guy who really hasn't had any major improvements the last several years. If you look at his numbers here, for the last 3 seasons, he's basically averaged the same amount of points, hovering right around 20. He's at about 5 boards a game and 4 assists. The efficiency has been relatively the same as well. He's always been a phenomenal 3-point shooter, was at 40% last year on 8 attempts. That is awesome. But the overall efficiency still leaves a little bit to be desired. He was at 44% last year, which is around his career average. Now, I know for a guy that's primarily taking jump shots, 44% isn't terrible, but there's too many games when you look at the stat sheet at the end of the night and, oh, Tyler Herro had 20 points on 21 shots. Tyler Herro had 18 points on 19 shots. That's just not good efficiency. And from a guy that's getting paid that much money, I do think that we need to see better. Because although, like I said, 44% is not terrible, if you're watching the games, it's the shots that he's taking, which is why I don't think it's optimal for this Heat offense to win games. I mean, his numbers, or I guess the Heat's record when Tyler Herro scores over 20 points, has not been great the last couple seasons. I have full videos breaking that down with the actual statistics, so y'all could search Tyler Herro on my channel and find that, but the numbers truly weren't great. The Heat had a better winning percentage in games where Tyler Herro scored less than 20 than over 20. And I believe a lot of the reason for that is because he is taking so many shots, and when he does that, he's taking the ball out of Jimmy Butler's hands and Bam Adebayo's hands, and I don't think that's optimal because, yeah, all 3 of those guys can score 20 points, but of course, Jimmy and Bam is more efficient because they're able to get into the paint, get easy shots, they're able to get to the free throw line, and that's something that Tyler Herro really hasn't been able to do. Last season, he was only at 2.6 attempts per game. You know, to an extent, I used to like to say that Tyler Herro is a 3-level scorer, but truthfully, he's not that great at getting to the rim. At least he wasn't last year. And when he did get there, he was getting blocked by guys that were bigger and stronger than him. I know he said he put on some weight this offseason. We'll see if that helps him at least attacking or get to the free throw line. But in his career, he has not been great at getting to the rim and drawing contact. And when you're not great at those 2 things, you won't be as efficient as some of the other guys. And that's why I don't think it's optimal that he's taking a lot of shots compared to a guy like Jimmy and Bam. And on top of that, his replacement for these last few years would have been Duncan Robinson and has been Duncan Robinson. And the Heat's record in games in which Duncan Robinson starts is much better than their record when Tyler Herro starts. And again, I have the actual statistics in previous videos, but it's true. I'm not making this up. And if you watch the games, I think it's pretty obvious to see why the chemistry out there with Duncan Robinson is much better between the Heat's top talent than it is with Tyler Herro. We know Jimmy and Duncan, they're great at finding each other. More specifically, Bam and Duncan. That Bam and Duncan dribble handoff was like one of the most efficient shots in basketball history. It was like Kareem skyhook, Hakeem Olajuwon's dream shake, and then the Duncan and Bam DHO. And then last season, we saw Duncan even improve upon that and now not only be the finisher in that duo connection, but be the playmaker, where they would sort of go into a dribble handoff and the defense would run out to Duncan and Duncan would dump it off to Bam Adebayo rolling to the rim. So their connection is just so much better than Tyler Herro. A lot of the reason is because Tyler Herro is way more ball dominant and he's not as great off the ball. Now, in media day, Tyler Herro did say that he wants to be better off the ball. I think he actually has the capability of doing that because he is such a great shooter, but it will take some time for him to learn and a lot of practice with his teammates. So far in training camp, it looks like everyone's getting along. I like to see that. I had a video talking about Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro playing dominoes. So it seems like the power of friendship is back because for a little bit, it looked like the guys were kind of getting tired and stale with each other. But hey, it's still a long season. Let's see what happens the first time they go on a 3-game losing streak. Because at times, it did seem like things were a little bit icy between Tyler Herro and the rest of the squad. But again, I could be just speculating. For all I know, they're best friends and they go home after the games and play Fortnite with each other. I would have no idea. But just watching this team, the vibes didn't really seem the same this past season as it did in years past. So I'm hoping with a lot of the young guys on the roster and the addition of Terry Rozier for a full season, that can kind of help rejuvenate everyone. Now, speaking of Terry Rozier, obviously that's going to be a guy that's sharing the backcourt with Tyler Herro. And I do believe Rozier will be the primary ball handler, assuming both of these guys start which I think they will, just based off Spoelstra's comments. So again, it's going to be adjustment for Tyler Herro, and I'm very curious to see how he handles that. And at the very least, what we've seen in the last few years, a lot of people will come at me and say, but it's not Tyler Herro's fault. There's other guys not messing up. And what I would come back with them and say is, at the very least, I don't think the Heat need Tyler Herro to be successful, because we really haven't seen a difference in the win-loss column, whether Tyler Herro played or not. And you can even go back to 2023, where he got hurt in the first game versus the Bucks, broke his hand, and that team still made the NBA Finals. So I just want to advise people that to go look at the numbers and look at the record on-off numbers with Tyler Herro, without Tyler Herro, and there's not much of a difference there. Now, I don't think this team is better without Tyler Herro, but I'm not entirely sure they're worse without him either, at least in the starting lineup. Now, because of his offensive skill set, I think if he was to come off the bench, that would be phenomenal, because then he can be the guy with the ball in his hands the entire time. Him and Jaquez can kind of carry that second bench unit offensively, and then Tyler Herro doesn't have to worry about anyone else. He can sort of have free range, and he'll have defenders out there with him still, like Josh Richardson, like Haywood Highsmith. I just think that is the most optimal. Anyways, all of that being said, I want to move into my final prediction for Tyler Herro's stat line this season, which is 21.2 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 4.1 assists on 45.7% field goal shooting, and 39.5% from three. Now, these are still pretty similar to his numbers the last 3 seasons, so I don't expect a huge jump. If anything, I think it's fair to expect a little bit of a decrease in offensive production, since you will have Terry Rozier the full year. But I actually gave Tyler Herro his highest points per game for his career, because I do think he's going to get the efficiency up. The 45.7% from the field would be the highest in his career by, almost 2 percentage points. So I believe that him playing off ball will allow him to get some easier looks, spotting up in the corner from 3, maybe cutting back door and getting some layups, than him trying to create one-on-one and a lot of isolation, which is not that efficient. Obviously, he still will be taking a lot of jump shots. That's why I don't have him at 50%. But if he can take relatively the same amount of shots, hit them at an increased clip, because they will be easier shots theoretically if he's playing off ball, I do think that's how he's able to get up to that 21.2 points per game. And I do have a little bit of a decrease in the assists since last season, just because I expect Terry Rozier to be the primary playmaker. And I think at this point in their careers, Rozier is the better true point guard. Not that he is a true point guard, I just think he's better facilitating than Herro. We've seen Herro be the primary point guard for stretches of his career, and it really hasn't been pretty. Now, I'm not going to predict games played like I did for Jimmy Butler, just because you can't predict injuries, but Herro only played 42 games last season. He was in the 60s the couple years before that, and then in the 50s the couple years before that. I know one of them was a shortened COVID season, but point is, this is a young guy who hasn't played over 70 games in his career. I need that this season, because he's getting the money. He is one of the younger, theoretically more reliable guys on this team. I want to see him play over 70 games, and I'll be very happy. Anyways, that's all I got to say for this video. So make sure to drop your comments down below. What do you think Tyler Herro will average this year? It'll be really fun to look back come end of the regular season and see who was the closest. So make sure y'all do that below. Like and subscribe, because it'll help the algorithm push this video out to everyone. I'm recording this on Sunday night. Probably be uploaded Monday night. Hopefully Hurricane Milton hasn't torn my roof off and, shut off my electricity. Although it says the storm is supposed to hit Tuesday, but we don't exactly know where it's going to hit yet. But at the time of this video, if y'all watching this and we do know, well, I just hope y'all the best. Praying we all get through it. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Heat preseason is on Tuesday, so peace out.
Look, pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.